back to hear more of the story that we looked at last week. So what was the name of the baby that got put in the basket last week? Yes, it was Moses. So we looked at Moses last week, and this week we're going to hear more about that story. Now, I have got some things to help me tell the story. I'm going to see if you can figure out what's going to happen in the story. So, I have a candle to represent fire. So we've got fire. We've got some twigs. This is to represent the bush. We've got a sheep. I wonder what the sheep is going to be here for. And then we've also got, in my jar, we've got some sand. Okay, so are you ready for the story? Are you ready? Let's do this. Okay. So we're going to fast forward a few years to do this with me. So we fast forwarded a few years. So Moses is all grown up. Now Moses has left Egypt. So he was in Egypt and he's left Egypt because the king of Egypt wasn't very nice. So his name was Pharaoh and he wasn't very nice, and he treated the Israelites, all of God's people, he treated them in a really nasty way. He wasn't very nice to them. So Moses has left and he is now living in, could you guess? Can you guess where he'd be living? We have sand here, don't we? We've got sand. Where would he be living? Not on the beach. No, not on the beach. In the desert. So Moses is living in the desert and he is a shepherd. So he looks after sheep. He's looking after all the sheep. Can you do this? Bah! Bah! So one day Moses was out. He was looking after his sheep. He was being a good shepherd and looking after his sheep when he saw something very strange. Do you know what he saw? Can you guess what he saw? He saw a bush that was on fire. The bush was on fire. But what was really strange is that the bush wasn't burning. It wasn't burning even though it was on fire. Don't try it at home, kids, okay? No trying it at home, please. So, Moses decided to go over and have a look. But as he was getting closer, he heard somebody say, Moses, Moses. And it was God talking to Moses through the burning bush. God was talking to Moses through the burning bush. And Moses said, here I am. And God says, don't come any closer. Take off your sandals, for you are standing on holy ground. And then what God said to Moses was, I have heard my people's cries. So he said, I know that the people in Egypt aren't doing okay. I know that Pharaoh's not being very nice to them. So do you know what he said? He told Moses to go back to Egypt, to go back to Pharaoh, who wasn't very nice. He said, go back there and tell Pharaoh to let my people go. He said, go back and say, let my people go. So can you say that with me? As loud as you can, okay? As loud as you can. So parents, if you're in the room, block your ears, parents. As loud as you can, I want you to say, let my people go. You ready? Let my people go. Okay, now, do you know what? Moses was like, but why me? Why me? That's a big thing to do. Pharaoh's got all those people that he's not being very nice to, and you want me to go back there and tell Pharaoh to let the people go. And Pharaoh was the king, so it was a really big thing for Moses to do. It was really scary. But Moses, after a big chat with God, Moses agreed to do it because God told Moses, I am with you. I am with you. I will look after you. And it is what I've asked you to do, Moses. So there's 2 ideas for you to do this week. You can either do a craft of the burning bush, and there's loads of ideas on the internet that you can have a look at for you to do one of those crafts, or you can do a game. So the game is to get lots of shoes together from your house, and then you need 2 piles of shoes. You will need a bit of space to do this. So you need 2 piles of shoes, and then you need to go at the far end, another end to where the shoes are, and then you need another person. So there's 2 of you. You need 2 of you, and you can have more if you want to. And then you've got to have a relay. So you both run. You pick up a shoe from the pile, and then you run back, and then you run again, and you pick up a shoe from your pile, and you run back, and you keep going. And it's the first person to get rid of all of their shoes. If you want to make it more complicated, you could even do it. You have to put the shoes on and then run them back and take them off and then put them on and run them back. So that's just an idea for you to do. And that is to help remind us of the part in the story where Jesus says, Moses, take off your shoes. You are standing on holy ground. So I'm just going to pray before we finish. So I'll do what we usually do, and I will say a few words, and then I'll pause for you to say them. Okay. Jesus, I thank you that you help us to be brave. I thank you that you give us the strength when we need it. And even when things seem scary, you are right by our side.